Hi, I'm Tom Buning, Senior Associate Athletic Director here at SMU and Senior Project Manager for Athletics on the Moody renovation and construction project. So as a lot of folks know, we had a grand slam. On the 4th of January, we had opened on time in front of a nationally television audience and a full house, and we beat a nationally ranked team in UConn, all at a great fanfare as everyone loved Moody Coliseum and all the things that we did to renovate it and bring it up to modern today's standards. But I thought I'd take this opportunity on our video update number 10, the very last one, to get you behind the scenes to see some of those things that even if you were here for that game, you may never know went into this beautiful building. And if you weren't here for the game and you've got it somewhere out in the future on your calendar, we can whet your appetite to let you know exactly what's in the building and what you can enjoy when you get here. So let's go take a tour. So since everyone's coming off the Christmas holidays, you know that mad rush to get the house ready for those guests. Well, I gotta be honest with you, we had that same thing going on here in time to make us ready for that first basketball game. So as the season goes on, Coach Rampola and Brown will continue to work with their teams. We'll continue to work with the contractor to finish off all those little things that just weren't perfect on game day, and hopefully no one noticed. Our capacity for New Moody, 7,500 and change. That includes a lot of standing room only and a lot of folks that even those that are in here working on game day. Our ticketed seats are 6,850. The beeping now is the scoreboard being elevated up to a higher level. As we continue to do some maintenance on it, you can see the intelligent lighting, 8 fixed to the bottom of the scoreboard, 8 additional ones attached up in the rafters, give us that exciting game day presentation, which our technicians are only beginning to learn the capabilities of. And by the end of the season, we'll continue to adapt and bring that to all its capabilities for the enjoyment of all our fans. One interesting fact is inside the scoreboard is a larger speaker cluster than we had here before to run all of Moody. It now represents one of some 20 speaker clusters that are distributed throughout the building. And that's what we attributed to much of the great compliments we got about the improved sound in here. Not only the music, but the intelligibility and clarity of the announcements and the announcer as they broadcast the game. So for game day presentation, I'm standing in a very important spot. Not to say that I know how to do anything back in here. We have a lot of smart folks helping us with game day presentation. The folks that control the scoreboard and all the video ad panels that are above each of the vomitories, the tables that the scorers sit at and the tables that our TV talents sit at are all controlled from this area, along with the sound system and all of our lighting capability. We talked about the intelligent lighting, but we also have the ability to shutter the game lighting so that we can darken the house to accentuate those presentations. That takes this activity, which requires lots of coordination, away from the official activities that go on down at the scorer's table. But this is the nerve center, and they have the ability to have their eyes and ears attuned to what's going on in the basketball arena, so they know when to exactly cue up the right kind of music to generate the crowd reaction that we're looking for to get not only the fans excited, but the team ready to go out there and win that game. One of the great things about technology is we take advantage of fiber optic wire that goes from Moody Coliseum over to Ford Stadium, where we have our TV production room. So all the camera feeds in this building, some 6 different cameras, send their video back to production in the studio in Ford. It's switched, collated, cut, saved, and sent back here either in real time or for those instant replays that everyone enjoys. Again, that gives us great capability, and that's the same production room that we use for football. So the economy of scale there is greatly to our advantage. So we're here at the east end of the building in one of the largest alcoves that we've mentioned so much during our previous video updates. This is the Hall of Fame alcove, which allows us to enshrine all those that have been inducted into the SMU Athletics Hall of Fame. And this beautiful space is one of 11 different alcoves. In the front of the building, you're presented with an opportunity to get a feel for graduation and ceremonies and SMU life. As you move around the north side of the building, you'll run into wonderful displays on SMU's spirit, cheer, and band. And as you come around this end of the building, we have the Silver Anniversary Mustang Award winners. They're enshrined in an alcove, here the Hall of Fame. And then you'll also find an alcove dedicated to our 17 sports that are not represented somewhere else in the building. Because you go around, you'll find men's basketball, women's basketball, and volleyball, each with their own dedicated alcove. So we invite you upon your opportunity to come into Moody Coliseum to take time to see the beautiful representation of the history of our sports and some of our current stars, and get a feel for life here at SMU. So we stepped out of the concourse and into the Miller Champions Club. So for those fans that have seats in our club seating area, around the court side, or in one of our loge boxes, have access to this area before the game and at halftime, so they can come in and for food and beverage. As you can see, it's a long room, so we're just featuring half of it now, but we really duplicate what you're seeing here, again, in the opposite direction. This area is serviced by its own men's and women's restrooms and a large pantry, which has elevator access to the kitchen that's just one level below. Featuring phenomenal audio-video capability of its own, our fans have the opportunity to keep up to date with what's going on out at the court as the game preparation goes on, and what's happened nationally at other sporting venues. Well, the exterior architecture, the roadwork, the landscaping, all set and frame the beautiful building. A lot of attention to detail to make the new North Addition, the Miller Event Center, match the existing Moody, all the way down to the color of the bricks and the cast stone went into this project. But as you can see, as you take a panoramic view, the beautiful cobblestones, the pavers, the treescape, the lighting, and this beautiful vista at the Bush Institute entrance really create a special place on campus with this new building. So I wanted to bring you to the back of the house. This is the area that's between Crum and Moody, which is to my back. We used to have a small way to load into the building through a set of double doors that were just no more than this, and a little bit taller than my head. And you accessed it down a rickety, steep ramp with a 40-degree turn in it to get into the building. And it really was of little use to anybody other than daily working staff at the building. Here what we have now is essentially a ramp that's flat, which creates a beautiful loading dock area with especially our TV crews in mind. TV trucks can be in here and it's covered. They can open up and expand, have access to all the power they need to run both their trucks and satellite trucks. And behind this roll-up door, they can find all the connections they need to plug in a matter of minutes their TV production truck to all the TV camera positions that are already pre-wired within the building. If it's an event other than for TV, and we need to load in some kind of stage and concert materials, those trucks can come in here, and built in behind these two roll-up doors are dock levelers, which will rise up out of the ground and meet the back of the truck for them to safely offload whatever it is they need to get into the marshalling area and off their truck. So let's take a look and show you how much bigger our marshalling area is. So we're at court level, and this is the marshalling area where we can put tonnage of off the trucks, where it might be speakers or lighting systems for a stage act. We have dock operations, can keep an eye on everything that's going from this command post. We can temporarily store items and secure them in this area. On the other side of the wall is actually the east end of the court. And to my left is the traditional tunnel that our teams run from their locker room, men's and women's basketball, from Crum out to the court. So moving from the unfinished basement of Dedman Rec Center into Moody Coliseum is our women's rowing team. And behind me is about 50% of the area that they will have to come in here and practice with their ergometers and use all the latest in audio video techniques to help not only coach the players, but also get them synchronized and use those machines in a fashion that replicates what they're able to do out as a team on the water, whether it's teams of 4 or 8. So when you think of Moody Coliseum, it's men's and women's basketball and volleyball, but this Miller Event Center allows us to take care of some of our other sports. Previously housed in this building were men's and women's tennis, and they'll find a new home in the tennis center that opens later this year in time for the next school season. But we also have in this space home for men's and women's golf and our rowing team, who will move over from the Lloyd All Sports Center, making room for our other teams that are expanding in that area. So let's take a look at the amenities our coaches will have and their ability to take care of their student athletes. In this beautiful reception area, we'll have an opportunity to welcome recruits and parents to come have one-on-one sessions with the coaches. To put in perspective what this beautiful building provides our coaches, since the Lloyd All Sports Center was open, we've added sports and added staff to existing sports, which has created a little bit of an overcrowding situation. So for Coach Doug Wright, our head coach for rowing, this office represents a beautiful upgrade, gives him a commanding view to the north of campus, the intramural field, and beautiful rebuilt Binkley Avenue. And when he needs to access his assistants, he has them out his office across the hallway, where they'll now have individual offices. And later in the day, they could set it up where they meet with their entire team in this beautiful conference room that has all the audio video capability they need to be able to provide presentations, coaching, and training techniques using any one of those video devices. So from the first time we sat down with a bunch of wonderful people on campus, the leadership of our alumni, letter winners, campus engineering staff, and athletics 4.5 years ago, and said, what can we do to fix up Moody Coliseum? We're at that day where we can celebrate a brand new beginning. How fitting was it that the very first event in Moody Coliseum was a graduation in 1956, and the first official event in the new Moody was also graduation. So I hope you've enjoyed these video updates, bringing to you the progress of the construction all the way through to completion, as much as I have. And now, really, the only way for you to get a better look at Moody is to do it in person. So come to a basketball game, a volleyball game, and to get those tickets, go to SMUmustangs.com and order online, or call direct to the ticket office at 214-SMU-GAME. Until next time, go Mustangs.